On the back of the back of me again, you see that slide as you see. That slide comes from Dr. Hans Sale. Medical doctor found the relationship between the resistance to stress and the amount of time exposed to stress. He is a Canadian written article since 1956, and the first book came in 1976, Stress Life. And he says, you are out of gas. You have a gas problem. What is standard for GAS? Gas is G for general, A, adaptation, S for syndrome. Then you have a general adaptation syndrome. You got adapted to that stress. Then if, according to this graph, as you see, 1 to 3 months, you're exposed to it, that's alarm. Then 6 to 9 months is resistance, 12 to 18 months, you poop up. You're practically exhausted. And some of you maybe say that, I've been exhausted, I'm done, I'm finished. Then pay attention to what happens to this stress as it goes. What you're gonna do, look at the back of, again, this one, on the left side of the screen. What is glycemic index? Why is it important to pay attention to the food that has a low glycemic index? If you're eating the food that you want to very get fast energy, you go to Starbucks. You jumper cable yourself for the next 2-3 hours. And on the left, you can see high glycemic chart. And you go, and then you down, and then hunger again. I'm hungry again. I'm hungry again. And this yo-yo is going to continue, and you feel hungry sooner than before. Compared to low glycemic index, if you eat anything that is a low glycemic index, it goes the way you see the graph. Then it releases the energy slowly, feeling satisfy you longer compared to the first one. And you're not constantly talking about energy. Now, steroid hormone or role of steroid hormones in your body, its job is stress handling, reproduction, energy production. Reproduction means reproduce, especially for female or male, doesn't matter, that they don't get pregnant. Energy production, stable sugar, and you have a stable sugar, anti-aging, strength, stamina, and vitality, brain functioning very well. You don't have a foggy thinking. Your mood changes, cognition changes, and also your memory changes in this steroid pathway if they work in a harmony. Now, this is the steroid hormone pathway. As you see on the top, setting cholesterol. You know, all these bad things about cholesterol that you see sitting in an important pathway in the body. Then without it, you're going to mess up all those one that goes down. It says, if it's too much of it, that's another story. We're not going to talk about it as we continue this situation. There we go. We're going to talk about this later one by one as possible, goes from there. And as you see, it's cholesterol give to progenol, and progenol give to progesterone, and progesterone give to DHEA, which is precursor of it. And by the way, is the DHEA is its function is anabolic. Let me tell you about something about anabolic. Anabolic means need energy to build, and catabolic, it catabolic uses energy to break down. Then it works as an anabolic and is a precursor to other hormone that you see in the bottom. Then you see again androsterone, testosterone, DHT, estrogen, which is E1, estradiol, and E3 and E2. They're all called estrogen. And on the right side, progesterone, 217, hydroprogesterone, and then aldosterone, and then eventually cortisol. These names is not, I don't pay attention to the name more than a function that important, that each one of them has its function. And as you see, they're giving each other like a family member. You cannot just feed one and starve the other one. If you do, then the problem will occur as you see, okay? The next slide is the last slide, and we're going to talk about is the this negative feedback going. Then the stress push against hypothalamus, which is in the top of your brain, and then gives to corticotrophin release factor, CRF, and anterior pituitary gland, and then ACTH or adrenocorticotropic hormone, and then renal cortex and adrenal medulla. Remember what we talked about adrenal cortex? Very good. Adrenal cortex secrete corticosteroid. And by doing that, regulate blood sugar, help your immune system, protein and fat metabolism by that, increase your energy, and decrease your inflammation and tissue repair depend on it. Compared to medulla, which is secrete catecholamine, cardiovascular response, helping or giving disease, respiration, perspiration, blood flow. Blood flow is active to the muscle. It depends on the muscle strength and mental activity. And if this feedback goes crazy, all these two, adrenal cortex and medulla, is not doing their job and constantly needs to be jumper cabled with food, and you call it carbohydrate or sugar or whatever it is, and make you happy. This system constantly going on and later on become problem to just not losing weight, problem for some other thing in life as you continued. I'm going to stop here. We're going to talk about next slide or next YouTube continuation of it and how we can test this stress index in our system. Then don't forget, prolonged stress can shut down the negative feedback loop and cause problems such as adrenal hyporesponsive. The adrenal doesn't do its job anymore, and go from there. Thank you for attention. Thank you for time. And thank you for bearing with me because, again, I'm new in this one. And best of all to you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe for more upcoming videos.